hack them back and what you had been doing previously to that. I think this is maybe kind of an evolution of it, but flash drives for freedom is something that I noticed that you are doing currently.
Yes.
Which sounds like it's maybe just one more of the. It's
yes,
just an evolution of the same thing.
It's an evolution of the same thing, but it also again captures the moral imagination. Everyone has a bunch of flash drives at home, and
what do you do with those things?
What do you do with those things? And this is too small. This doesn't have any room for me, and I
don't use it anymore.
I don't use exactly. So it's like, okay, give them to us. We then fill them with programming.
Yeah. So
we get those into North Korea.
20,000 flash drives, and you're putting the latest Hollywood movies on them. So I thought that was really peculiar at first when I thought of that. I was like, well, why would you want to send them, the Hunger Games?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my sentence. And then I thought, well, first of all, I understand the storyline makes a lot of sense, but then I'm thinking, okay, there's other movies that are going to be on there, and it's going to be really beautiful people with high class Western problems, and I thought that was peculiar. And as we've been talking, I now more fully understand why you're doing what you're doing. Because you're trying to dispel the myth that there is nothing beyond the borders of North Korea that is where it's a wasteland, as you said, right? And now it makes total, even if you're showing something with high-class Western problems, and it's a rom-com about a girl who's gone to too many weddings and has never been the bride, that it completely dispels the myth that has been propagated in North Korea. Now I understand.
Well, I'm glad you understand, but you mentioned the Hunger Games.
I mentioned Hunger Games.
I got to tell you, that is the most impactful movie in North Korea. The most impactful. You have the capital.
The first one.
The entire
whole
thing,
trilogy.
The whole trilogy. You have the capital that hogs the resources, where those who are loyal to the regime live. And then you have everything else. It's exactly the same. Pyongyang is where all the loyal people live. North Korean government splits people into 3 different categories. 3 castes, yes. You are born into one of the 3 castes. Loyal, wavering, or hostile.
This is like Divergent as well.
It's infinitely worse. Where in Divergent, you get split into, are you going to be a lawyer? Are you going to be a farmer? Are you going to be nice? Are you going to be smart? This is loyal, wavering, hostile. Who gets jobs? Who gets food? Who gets rice when there's a shortage? Depends on these 3.
Just how you're born. It's a caste system.
Correct.
So you could be wavering and you don't even know what.
You were just born into wavering. You were born into wavering.
So they need some other.
You were born into hostile. But here's the kicker. I mean, the North Korean regime, the Kim Il Sung, Kim Jong Il, and Kim Jong Un have perfected tyranny in a way no one could ever imagine. And in fact, Hunger Games, I'm convinced. I've never met the author, but I'm convinced that the author used North Korea as the model. The 3 castes that you're born into determine where you're allowed to live. So no one who is in hostile is really allowed to travel through Pyongyang. So Pyongyang is really just a city of collaborators with the government.
Sure.
And in the hinterlands live the rest. But here's the kicker. You can rise. If you're loyal, you can rise through the ranks. But it takes about 100 years, 3 generations, to rise. But here's the opposite. If you're in wavering or you're in loyal and you carry out something or do something that annoys the regime, you drop a caste. And that drop lasts for 3 generations. So if you were to escape North Korea, your mother, your father, and your grandparents would drop 1 caste. And it would have to be in 2 generations that they're allowed back up. So suddenly you may have had a job in a desk. Your mother may have had a job at a desk or in a hospital. And now your mother has a job cleaning fish guts. Or your mother has a job or is sent to a concentration camp.
Wow, this is heavy. This is sort of like George Orwell 1984 meets Hindu class system meets Scientology.
It's so much worse than any of that. Orwell's 1984 is quite precise, but it didn't have the concept that if you do something wrong, your parents and your grandparents will pay the price as well. And this is institutionalized. The Hunger Games is a brilliant movie. In the case of what we smuggle into North Korea, there is no, some people say, we need to smuggle stuff about human rights. Nonsense. We were talking about heroes at the beginning of this podcast. what are we going to send them? A documentary about, the importance of fighting for free? No, send them Braveheart. Send them V for Vendetta. Send them something so that they can. It's also something else. They will. If you send them something about North Korea, they immediately get very, very nervous. They're caught with this sort of material. You can be executed for it, yet they're hungering for it. They want it. They pay for it. They seek it. They smuggle it. North Koreans want all of this material desperately, and they're willing to risk their lives to get it and to watch it.
How do you know that? How do you measure the efficacy of these campaigns?
That's an excellent question. It's almost impossible to measure the efficacy, so most of it's anecdotal. But you never know what is going to be the one thing that breaks the dam in the mind of a North Korean, the one thing that causes them to have an aha moment. So in some cases, it's a rom-com. In some cases, it's a movie about, it could be anything. It could be the silliest movie about something like love.
What are some of the movies or shows that are sent over?
One example is one of my dear friends from North Korea. She watched Titanic. And growing up in North Korea, you're not allowed to have love. Love is really forbidden.
Wow.
Love is not acceptable. The only love you have is for the dear leader and for his father and for his grandfather. Love for your mom and dad can't really be spoken as love. In fact, there really isn't a word for it. So she watches Titanic, and her immediate thought is, these actors, they're going to get executed. Look at them. They're loving each other. This is forbidden. And Leonardo DiCaprio dies for love. That was, in her mind, the thing that began to shift everything. Because she realized, wait a minute, one can die for love. Love is real. Love exists.